Good evening. I am an educator by profession, but this evening I want to talk to you about my education and how I got to be to the place that I am today. My parents, my mom is from Michoacan and my dad is from Durango, Mexico. And they came here as youngsters. One lucky Sunday afternoon, they caught each other's eyes, fell in love, dated, okay? And they got married. 9 months later, I was born. Trust me, 9 months, my grandmother counted. So the thing about it is that I was the first daughter, right? The first girl, the first granddaughter, the first to go to school, the first of many, just like my compañeras, right? My parents, though, in their urgency to ensure that they were doing right by their children, not only worked like my dad worked 2 jobs, and my mom stayed home to make sure that her work was to raise us and raise us right. My dad, when he came home from work, would teach me las tablas, right? Multiplication tables, that was his thing, right, Pa? That's your thing. He's right over there. His thing was that. And the other thing that he did, and he wanted to make sure that we knew, was that education was key. Something that nobody could take away from you. My mom stayed home. She fed us. She made sure we were clean, that our uniforms were pressed and ready to go to school the next day, that we did our homework, that we weren't out there outside the callejeros. We were in the house doing what we were supposed to be doing, going to bed at times that we were supposed to be in bed by a certain time. One thing, though, I'm going to say, and that resonates with me always, you know, you always have that thing that your mom says, right? So my mom knows los dichos. So this is about los dichos de mi madre. The first one is, el que nace para maceta, no pasa del corredor. So literally, it means, you know, that if you're born a flowered pot, you're not going to leave you're not going to leave the hallway. What that resonates to me, though, talks about God has given you something. Your parents have raised you to be something. You got to do something with that. Looking pretty, sitting around isn't going to get you anywhere. You working hard at what you need to do, educating yourself, being that strong person, that's going to get you to the next level. My mom and my dad taught me that. And I'm hoping I taught it to my kids. My husband and I work really hard to raise our boys. We got 2 of them here tonight, one that's not here, but he's out there learning. And we talk about them all the time. We talk about what my parents did for me and what his parents did for him, because it's important, right? Our parents are our first teachers. Whatever it was that they said to you, whatever it is that they bought for you, whatever it is that they did for you, they did it because they love you, whether you liked it or not, right? I know, right, Ma? I'm like, I got yelled at a lot because I was the first one, right? So it resonates with me. Ni de aquí, ni de allá. Trust me, you know, I think I'm Mexican, right? I'm like, my mom, the cookie, we're eating Mexican food, the pozole, you know, all of that. We're watching the novelas. I used to watch Pedro Infante with my mom, you know, Cantinflas. You know, all those things. My grandparents, everybody spoke Spanish, everybody read Spanish, everybody did what was Mexican. So I'm Mexican. So I thought. So I graduated 8th grade, and we'd been to Mexico when I was younger, but this time we went as a family. And, you know, all excited, getting ready to meet my cousin, get to see my cousins again, you know, saying, I'm really going to dig in this summer and get to know everybody. Second day I was there. ¿Y esta pocha de dónde cayó? You know, so pocha is like pretty much, you know like the wannabe. Like, oh man, that kind of laid me out. I said, what happened here? After that, I told my parents, like, I got to go to Mexico every year. I'm going to have to go in the summer. I'm going to have to go on Christmas. I really have to dig in deep to get back into my roots, right? That's to say that I had family. I course, my aunts, my uncles, everybody. And like, we hang out. We do things family-wise. We are really involved. So I thought, you know, hey, I'm more Mexican. Yeah, más Mexicana. Wow. So fast forward, right? College. It was my second year, I believe, and I was in a Shakespeare class. Anybody remember that class? You know, you got to read Shakespeare. So, you know, that's real English, right? That's tough. So I'm meeting with my group and waiting for them to come around, and one of my colleagues sits next to me, and you know, we're having this deep conversation about how we're going to present Shakespeare. And you know, how it really, what does it really mean? What does it all mean? And she turns over to me, she goes, I have to ask you something. And I'm like, ooh, wow, it's gonna be deep, good conversation. And she says, when did you get here from Mexico? Because girl, you don't have an accent when you speak English. I was like, what? I'm like, oh, well, I was born here. And she's like, really? Oh, you're the first? Because usually everybody I know is, they have an accent when they speak English. You know, like the lady that cuts the grass, that washes the dishes, and the guy that cuts the grass. I said, oh, that's good. They're immigrants, right? My parents are immigrants, but I was born here. So, geez. So I'm not from here, and I'm not from there. Where am I from? What am I? You know, I thought I was Mexican. I get that I'm an American because I was born here, but what does that mean? So I was getting prepared for this, right? Trying to figure out a way of how I was going to go down the road about having a conversation about being Mexicana. And I was at my aunt's house for a birthday party for one of my cousins. And my uncle and my aunt, they live out in Mount Prospect, and my uncle's Cuban, and my aunt's Mexican, right? So I say, you know, I'm going to do this. And she says, oh, how's it going? I said, you know, I'm a little nervous. I'm trying to figure it out. And then he goes, tell me again, what are you going to say? I said, I'm going to talk about being Mexicana. And he says, but you're not. What happened? I was like, Tío, what's up? And he says, mija, you know, you are Mexican, but you're an American. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah. He's like, you know, your heritage is Mexican, but you're born here. So you have certain inalienable rights. That's a big word. Inalienable rights. So you have certain inalienable rights, you know, and you get to vote and you get to do this, but, you know, I said, yeah, Tío, but I'm Mexican. He says, yeah, you are. My tía Fina turns around and she says, don't worry about that. You know what I like about being Mexican and being American? He said, I like the fact that we go to your dad's house 4th of July, and we celebrate 4th of July with a taquiza. Pa que se les quite. I was like, that is bad, right? I'm like, that's cool because that's right. I'm Mexican because my family's Mexican, because they hold me to it, and we hold it to each other. Now, is my Spanish the best part of it? Quien sabe. But, you know, I work at it. And I have people that I surround myself with that help me to get there. My family, my friends, the people that I work with every day. So let's move on. Dime con quién andas, y te diré quién eres. ¿A poco? You've never heard that one before? Right? All of the time. So, like I said, my family, we're tight. I listen to them, and they help me grow. But my profession is about the people that I have around me. Let's get to where I am today. I am today the leader, or as one of my staff will call me, la jefa, right, Christina, of Little Village, Pilsen, and Marshall Square. 30 schools where our children go. I'm very proud to be a part of that because that's my neighborhood. It's where I grew up. I benefit from working with people like Luis Gutierrez and Jose Rico and a bunch of others. You know, we have aldermen that are working with us. Alderman Cardenas, Alderman Solis, Alderman Munoz. Brownie points. They're still in the room. You know, people that really resonate with the work that I do to make sure that we are building what maybe slacked off years ago when you guys were coming up, right? Like, we are changing that. We're making CPS a better place to be because it's what I want to be able to do. But yeah, I can't do this by myself. I have to have folks at the central office that can help me to make sure that the policies are there. I have to have folks that are at the ground level teaching our kids bilingual education the right way, but not losing their identity. I have to have folks that say, let's bring in some additional monies or some resources to make sure that our families have what they need so that their social emotional learning and their academic status moves forward. I have to have folks that are geared towards saying college is important, and we have to make sure that all our kids get there. And then we have folks that are out there in the world that do other things but still connect to our families, and we have to make sure that we support them, because it's important to be a partner with Erie House and with other folks, because they're going to make things happen for us. All of us are a face for our children. All of us represent this face. We're in front of the bigwigs at the Board of Education, telling them what we need. But my voice is only one. I need everybody's voice. Every child in this city, in this state, needs your voice. You need to be loud. Mexicans tend to be humble people, pretty quiet. ¿A poco no? Right? We don't say much. We're worker bees. We work hard. But it doesn't help us as much anymore. It doesn't help us when we have people that are saying that they're going to build a wall between us and our families. It doesn't help us when they say that we're liars and cheats and a bunch of other stuff. That's not who we are. I know that's not anybody in this room. 99.9% of the people I know aren't any of that. But we have to teach people that. We have to show them who we are. And in that, you have to be confident about who you are. Wherever you are, wherever you go to school, whoever you talk to, you always make sure that they know that you're confident and comfortable about who you are as a person. And get this, you know what? I'm Mexican because I said so. And that's just the way that it is. Thank you so much.